Okay, ma'am. Number one question, ma'am. What are the major problems or issues, challenges that you have encountered or experienced in your field?
Okay, as a language teacher, I have two problems that I'm battling with. The first one is the reading comprehension, and the second one is the communication skills of my learners. Those are really what the challenges that we've been monitoring for the reading alone. The school, in partnership with our active external stakeholders, we've been working out as to how to solve those problems. But because when we talk about reading as well, it has two aspects: the oral fluency as well as the reading comprehension of the students. But for senior high schools, most of them they can read, but they cannot comprehend. And according to research also, if they cannot comprehend what they've been reading, so definitely it can affect their academic performance. The second one, for the speaking, it's a problem because we are targeting the learning competencies based from the K-12 curriculum. For example, they need to speak, for example, interpersonal communication. So how can they perform if they cannot speak fluently? So those are the biggest problem I've been, monitoring for my senior high school students.
Why are those considered problems for you?
Okay, so those are really problems because let's have the grade 12 learners. Expected that they can comprehend already because they're already in the grade 12. And according to research also, comprehension can greatly affect the career performance of a person. So especially that as of the moment, we've been preparing them when it comes to college. So comprehension, if they cannot comprehend, they cannot understand simple sentences, simple words, or even in the fields of mathematics. So it can affect not just their cognitive development, but also when it comes to assessing performance-based activities. Second one is the speaking. Like what I've mentioned a while ago, they need to perform outcomes based on the K-12 curriculum, based on the learning competencies. They cannot perform well if they cannot do the basic skills in speaking, such as grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, especially self-confidence. Based on my experience, that was last school year, I assessed the communication skills of grade 11 learners under oral communication in context. So it was one-on-one coaching. So what I did, they picked questions, then they need to answer. But it was a hard time for me because some students, they really cannot start the answer because they don't know what's the English part of this, what's the lacking vocabulary. So what I did, I asked them their answer based on their desired language or desired dialect. So at first, Bisaya ang ilahang tubag. So later on, we translated it word by word, and then we practiced or we applied grammar rules. So it took me hard time to finish all of them within just one day because I need to assess them slowly based on their performances.
How did those problems affect you?
Yeah, it really affect me. For example, in my case, we need to do lesson planning. Okay, we need to have our lesson plan, and sometimes we cannot finish the lesson within just one period, one session. So I need to re-strategize and revisit or simplify my philosophy as a teacher, because I have my own standards. That was before. Because I have this that if you're a student, you need to focus more. You need to have your role, your responsibility as a student. But my philosophy changed when I met my learners. So I need to lower down my standards based on their level. So I revisit and simplified my philosophy based on their needs.
I think you answered this question number 4, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I repeat na lang.
Okay.
How did you address or solve those problems?
Okay, so in addition with my answer a while ago, it is very important to have a needs assessment. Okay, because my clienteles are my learners. So I need to know their needs first before I will implement my plan strategies.
Last question, ma'am. After experiencing those problems, what lesson have you learned?
Yeah, we have our own philosophy, we have our own standards, and I need to lower down my standards because I need to be a teacher that is caring, or I need to have two loves according to John Rule on TEDx video. Actually, based on the video, he mentioned 6 C's in education: choice, collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and caring. So as a teacher, I need to have the 6 C. So, caring. That's two loves. First is love, or genuine love and passion towards the subject matter. The second one is love towards my students. So, because if you possess the 6 C based on that video, you need to simplify everything. You need to look forward to that you need to look for activities, or exams, strategies that are very beneficial to my learners. Even though this is the reality, I guess almost all of my students will gonna say, strict kay si ma'am. Ako ti kaayo si ma'am. But that's the misinterpretation of my learners. Because they don't know the curriculum yet. That is why I told them to check the oral communication and context curriculum so that they will realize that all activities given to them are based on the learning competencies that we need to achieve.
That's all.